Morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. It was a nice sunny morning when I woke up this morning, but already it looked kind of cloudy. Otherwise, the room would be much brighter. But anyhow, it is Friday. Yippee. And let's talk about comic book investment in the market. The comic market, that is. Let's see if we can stay on point today. Usually the chat can go off rail eventually, right? Good morning, Jehu Creative and BTC to the moon, guy. Yeah, okay. Let's talk a little bit about the market. Okay, now that the election stuff is over with, now that there is more certainty that we are getting an extra $2,000 or even more, okay, I think it's just going to add more fuel to all the markets. All right. I think, I was concerned for those that communicated with me via email since the election in November. One of the biggest concern that I had in December was the Georgia runoff election. I was very concerned about that. And then, we have all the political infighting between, originally the Republican wanted, a $1,200 stimulus check. The Democrats didn't want to vote for that because they didn't want to help Trump get reelected. And then when Trump lost, Biden win, for whatever reasons, the politicians decided that forget the 1,200, we're just going to give you 600. At that point, I don't know who won how much, okay? It's so much conflict of nonsense between both political parties that the 600 was a freaking joke. And then the Georgia election, as a Georgia runoff election come closer a couple of days ago, there was a lot of talk that if the Democrats sweep, then Biden and the Democrat is going to give the $2,000 stimulus. I stopped worrying about the market at that point. Okay, at that point, for those that communicated with me privately via email about politics and other market issues, I told them that I'm not that concerned about the market, as it looked like the Democrats are going to win Georgia. Okay, this is not about me liking the Democrats, me hating the Republicans, or vice versa. I'm independent. I don't care. I'm just interpret what the market is thinking. And the market look ahead as usual, and the market see a Democratic sweep. The market can see a $2,000 stimulus check being approved and not withheld. The market went up. Even with the riots, okay, the market went up. And if you follow my chat 2 days ago, when I burst out laughing at people selling Apple, Google, Facebook, Twitter, Tesla, people that was dumping tech stock because, oh my God, the Democrats is sweeping the house. You remember my rant and rave and burst out laughing at how stupid people can be? Well, guess what? If you listen to me and bought Apple at 127, 126 on that day, you up 5%. There you go. You're welcome. Let's say a Varangian Vigilante. Hello. Comic Warriors. Hello. Kenji, I can't pronounce that one. Kenji. Morning. Why would I tell you? Ay, ay, ay. Comic Pro, half price crooks. Louis 13th. Are you related to the king? Kid collector, hello. So all that being said, now that we had the stimulus check and more money is coming, more. Okay. Once again, let's leave the politics behind us. Okay. Let's leave the economic how should I categorize it? Let's leave the economic genius behind us as well. You know, all the economic genius that is screaming on top of their lung about printing money and inflation this, inflation that, and blah 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 blah. All the genius economists that predict the end of the world because we're printing money, let them be. Okay, let them be. Let them go into their little bunker. Okay, let them crawl into a fetal position because that's where they have been for the past few decades. Let them be. They haven't been right for decades, since the 70s. They've been talking about printing money, gold standard this, gold standard that, and they haven't been right yet. They probably be dead before they become right. Okay, because it's who knows how long this craziness will go, but it is what it is. Kid collector comics, I feel like people say every year is the end. Indeed, the people that predict doom and gloom has been saying that forever. That's why I get super annoyed at anyone that jump up and say, I was right. The moment that the market move one little tick toward their direction or prediction, they come out pumping their chest. I'm right. See, I was right. No, you've been wrong for 20 years. Holy cow. Stop the stupid. Now, you know, certainly the printing of the money, inflation is very hard to gauge. Okay, inflation is a number that is completely miscalculated for decades. Okay, so I'm not in the camp that will tell you that there is no inflation. I'm also not in the camp that talk about crazy inflation number. I'm in the camp that say, show me anyone that can calculate inflation. One of the things that people cannot factor into inflation calculation is technology, innovation, efficiency, which is one of the biggest deflation force that negate inflation. Okay, there's a lot of things that is so complex that it is so hard to compute. The government has every incentive to keep the inflation data low. And I don't want to go into that kind of analysis because I can talk for hours and rant on that nonsense. So regardless, we have a lot of printing money everywhere. One of the things that I chuckle at the pundit here in this country talk about how we are printing dollars and we are devaluing the dollar, this and that. For those that pay attention to what Europe the Europeans have been doing in the past year with the pandemic, how the European have been much more generous. Let me repeat that. The European have been much more generous with stimulus to their people. We get $600, they get thousands. Thousands. Where do you think the European get the thousand from? The sky? Where do you think that's coming from? It's mind-boggling to me that people talk about the falling dollar, printing, and just ignore what the rest of the world is doing. You think people in Europe get thousands of dollars from their government to survive the pandemic because the French government has some big vault that they've been saving? It's just complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. Okay, it's everyone is printing money as fast as they can create it. It is what it is. Now, because of the stimulus check that we have, I do believe that we are going to have a very strong auction and comic link this January. It started last night. It kicked off last night. So yay to my consignment. To those that consign book to this auction, feel good about it. Okay, we are going to have a decent result. I can't wait to do a market recap in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever the auction is over, at the end of the month. Okay, the auction recap will likely happen the last day of January, depending what day that is. But I think the result is going to be good because there's money. I can't justify people spending money on comic books, but it is what it is. People get money in the checks in their hands, and then they see that they get another $2,000 next week. Literally next week, we can get another $2,000 per person or whatever math they want to do. It's going to be bananas. Okay, it's going to inflate assets. It's going to inflate housing. It's going to inflate Bitcoin. It's going to inflate a lot of things. So if you are one of those people that's hunkering down in your basement because you think the world is ending, well, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you that there's nothing wrong with understanding the academia corner of economies. Okay, I love economics. That's my favorite topic in college. Okay, absolutely, microeconomics, macroeconomics, my favorite. But I have distanced myself from the market and the economy with all my academia understanding, because it is pointless to sit around and talk like Peter Schiff. He has been wrong for so long, okay? So long. I'm gonna stop mentioning his name right here. Boop. Varangian Vigilante said that we don't get 1,000. We did not. We got 400 euro twice. Now it's different from country to country, right? I'm not. When I made that statement about European getting thousands, it is a general statement. Every country is different. Okay, every country is different. I'm not talking the entire European nation. Okay, I'm not talking that. Let me correct that. Just because I said that does not mean that somebody in Portugal is saying, you're wrong, I only get X dollar. No, it's different from country to country. Kid collectors comics, so is printing money a good or bad thing? It's neither, in my opinion. It's neither. It is a necessary evil. How do you expect Okay, if you're against printing money, okay, forget about what happened before. Forget about what happened in the past 25 years. Just take a look at this year. Okay, forget about what happened prior to 2020. When things are so bad and the economy is completely shut down, and the government have to feed the people, give people money to do something, where do you think they will get that money from? If you are against printing money, where do you expect all the people that screaming, yelling, begging for money? Where do you think the government is going to get the money from? If you can answer that question, let me know, because I like to know where they're going to get the money from without printing. Answer me. It's not good. It's not bad. It is something that prevent people from going into a riot because they don't have money to pay for food. It's like I said, it's a necessary evil, because what else can you do when you shut down the economy and the millions, tens of millions of people are out of work? What can you do? I don't have the answer. I'm not smart enough to have the answer for that. But for all the people that want to talk about don't print the money, it's bad, it's this and that, whatever. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds before I block you, Kenichi, because I'm tired of reading your shit. Enough. Enough. Fuck off. God. Every time he come in here, he talk economic shit. I can't take it. It's just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the f up, okay? Because I have zero tolerance for people that is just gonna be sitting there like, oh, they are destroying currency. They doing this. They doing that. Fucking Kenji, you've been talking that for 5 years on my channel. Shut the f up. You ain't right. You haven't been right. You're one of those. You're exactly one of those that like to sit there and say how right you are. You have been wrong. You've been on the wrong side for years. Holy cow. Get off your pedestal of, I know economics. You don't. Shut the F up. I had enough. Go away. Unsub. Vigilante say, when was the last time we have tried to sacrifice virgins? Yeah, I mean, it's the situation is, there is no right or wrong. Okay, I can tell you it's bad. Okay, I can say this. I'm fortunate enough that I am financially okay to weather the storm. Okay, I'm fortunate. I'm blessed. But I also understand the plight of the desperate people out there. So for all the people that like Kenji Shi, whatever his name is, that's sitting there and give you lecture about politics, lecture about economies and printing and devaluation, this and that, what the F would you do for all the starving, hungry millions of people? What would you do? Your words mean nothing. Nothing. Your belief mean nothing. It's just it's easy for people like Peter Schiff to sit there behind his desk being wrong for a long time because he's rich. He can afford to be wrong for a long time. He's not the one out there that have hungry children, no money for rent. It's easy for him to sit there and talk economic nonsense. Exactly, nonsense. Baseless nonsense. Well, anyhow, back on topic after my little rant. But I do think because of the stimulus money and this crazy talk that we might even get more than one check Yeah, I don't know. I prefer the government to spend money on, and I think they're doing that, infrastructure, fixing road, highway, whatever. Do something that create jobs when the pandemic's over. For sure, I prefer to see the government spend money to beef up the healthcare system to deliver the vaccine quicker. Okay, there's a lot of things the government can do to spend the money. Okay, when the government spend money, they can print money to pay for services. Okay, it's not just about printing money and give to people to spend. They can certainly go out there, do a massive pump into healthcare to push the vaccine out faster, to get things back to normal faster. Just my worthless 2 cents. Thanks, Vigilante. Okay, it's my rant usually is directed to people that have opinions that is, it's not that they are wrong or right, they dogmatic in their opinions, that they can't see or even everything, like Kanzishi, he was in the room talking about how horrible it is for debt, this, debt, that, printing money. And I'm like, give me a reason how you can solve feeding hungry people. Couldn't do it. Okay, couldn't do it. Just keep typing the same nonsense for years. Years. You guys don't know him. I know him. I even went on a live private chat with him before to discuss economics, and I'm just like, after 15 minutes of him talking, Peter Schiff this, Peter Schiff that, gold standard this, I'm just like, oh, you're one of those. You're one of those that just can't stop bringing the textbook to the discussion when a textbook is freaking useless. It's just people that are dogmatic in their view usually don't have any solution. Okay, they just want to be right. I'm right. My belief is right. The textbook says this, I'm right. I don't care what the problem is. I don't care how to solve it. I'm right. Get the F off my channel. That is that simple. Okay, we're here to discuss problem. If you want to bring solution, bring it. But don't bring the textbook here and tell me about this and that and this and that. No, get the F out of here. But anyhow, the good news is that the bubble will get bigger. Okay, will get bigger. I think I'm not cheering for the bubble, okay, because like anything else in the previous many decades, bubble will pop, okay, and when bubble pop, there's always people that get caught on the wrong side. Okay, you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of a bubble. When a bubble grow, it can grow and grow and grow. Okay, calling a top of any market is fool's errand. Okay, I have said this on my channel many times. I am uneasy when the market is so high. I am uneasy, whether it's the stock market, the comic market, the Bitcoin, you name it. I am always uneasy when I see a bubble get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? But if you follow my channels long enough, you will also hear me talk about how you can't call the top. I have never been lucky enough to be able to call the top successfully in every market every time. It's once in a while it happened. Ooh, lucky guess. But at the end of the day, when you have a bubble market like this, okay, it's a lot easier for me. I'm not saying that for other people. It's easier for me to sell into the bubble. By selling, I'm not saying shorting. Okay, there's a huge difference in the terminology. When when a bubble is getting big, right? Some genius out there were trying to short the market, hoping for it to crash to make money. Okay, that's a dangerous game. What I'm doing is I lighting up my position in a bubble. Okay, um, that's what I do. Um, Unless I think it can go higher, like say Bitcoin, for example. Okay, if I think Bitcoin, as crazy as Bitcoin is, 42K or whatever it is today, if I think 42K is the top, the big bubble, why would I hold on to it, right? You have to go with your core belief. I try to stick to my core belief that I think Bitcoin can be much higher 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now. So whatever craziness that is going on right now, let it ride. Okay, let it ride. No need to be cashing out, because right now the way Bitcoin move, many of the big 10% spike that you see is so fast to snap right back. So if you a good trader where you can sell high and buy back 10% lower, good for you. But more often than not, that's a hard game to play. I'm not smart enough or quick enough to do that. And so for me, am I buying in the stock market at this time? No. You know, I mentioned 2 days ago when you had the big tech sell-off that, hey, if you're looking to buy Apple or Facebook or Amazon, or those was a time 2 days ago when the market was falling because the Democrats swept the House. Woo! Panic time. Daryl, he said that he's not worried about bubble. I collect comics, not to resell, but to keep for life. Good for you. Like I said, everybody had their own way to collect. Personally, I have put every cent of profit that I made the last year and a half into Bitcoin. That's what happened. I mean, if you follow, back in 2018, I did a series where I did art, Path to a Key, and I flip a lot of books. I show exactly how where I bought them on eBay, what grade I got from CGC, where I sold it, what's the proceed after all the fees and commission and shipping costs, blah 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 blah. I did that, but by the end of that series, I already made up my mind that I'm not gonna buy a Silver Age key. Mm-mm. By that point, I already decided that I am going to put the money into crypto. I ended that series in like November, October of 2018. I ended that series. I think, I can't remember. It's been a couple years. But to me, it was the right move to cycle that money. And all of last year, I cycled all the money into Bitcoin. So it turned out to be the right move. I'm not worried about where Bitcoin is right now. Okay. Let's see. I will probably end the chat shortly. I didn't want to go on for too long. It's Friday after all. Gotta enjoy Friday, especially when it's nice outside. Right now outside it's like 70, 68 degrees, so it's a beautiful day. It's one of those days where I wish Florida was like this every day, right? Yes, even Daryl. Oh, Laura said, he collect, he does not sell, but he does like the fact that his book is worth something. It's human. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's almost inhuman if you're one of those that say, I just collect for the love of the hobby. I don't care about value. I don't care about its worth. I don't care. Really. How many of those collectors do you think there are? I don't know many. At least many honest one. Yes, I just said that. I don't know that many honest one that will say, I just collect because I love it. I don't care at all about the value. Not at all. I don't mind paying crazy money for some back issues because I just love it. Nothing to do with investment or worth nothing. I like it so much I would buy Hook 181 for 10K because I just love that book so much. I don't care if it's gonna be worth nothing. Okay, yeah. Indeed, comic warriors. Before I go, okay, I'm gonna give you my strategy, my game plan for Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is so hard to buy at this level, right? So hard to buy. Okay, if you've been buying regularly, like I have, right? It's crazy that you're like, my God, it was just half the price 4 months ago. Okay, you're just like, but if you follow what I talk about in many videos, your purchase at any given point should not be judged by what you paid before. Okay, one of the biggest mistake many traders or investor can make is that saying, oh, I bought Apple at 100, I sold it at 150, right now Apple is 200, there's no way I'm paying that. I sold it at 150. No, that's the past. It's over with. Flush it. If Apple is worth buying now at 200 because it can go to 300, that's the decision you have to make. It's not because you sold it at 150 or you bought it at 100. The same thing with Bitcoin. If you bought Bitcoin at 10,000, at 15,000, and now it's 35,000 or 42,000, whatever it is, you shouldn't. Would I pay 42,000? Would I pay the all-time high to buy Bitcoin right now? No. Okay. I wouldn't want to do that. But what I do is I do adjust my buy orders. I have like a strategy where I place like 5 or so buy orders with Bitcoin, and I adjust that, not daily. I don't adjust it daily. Okay. I adjust it on big moves. For example, let's say Bitcoin hit 42,000. Okay. What will be my next purchase? 10% lower. Okay. If for whatever reason there's a big wick down and it's like a 10% down, would I buy 1 cent? Would I buy 1 penny of Bitcoin at that price? Yeah. What's the next buy? 15% lower. What would I buy? Maybe 2 cents. Yeah. And then what's the next buy? 20%. Would I buy 3 cents? Yeah. What's the next, the fourth, a big one? Maybe 25%, 30% lower. I would put in like an order for like 5 cents. Okay. So I stagger my buy order that way. Okay. So Bitcoin moves so fast, so violently that there is no way for me. I don't know how other people do it. I'm not preaching this is the way you should do it. I'm just telling you this is how I approach Bitcoin. There's no way for me to sit there and watch Bitcoin price 24/7 and run to it when it have a big spike down and put in an order and hope to catch the bottom. That's not the strategy that I would try to employ. No way I can do that. I cannot do that. Okay. So it's easy for me to just place those 4 or 5 orders staggered in the way that I just mentioned. And then it has worked for me the past year, the past 9, 10 months. I have been doing that. I have followed that method for the past 9 months. Okay, so just like in my previous Bitcoin chat, I talk about have a game plan. That's what I want people to have. Don't follow my game plan. Okay, I'm not saying my game plan is the only game plan or the right game plan. You can subscribe to another YouTubers that are superior to me in every way when it comes down to Bitcoin trading, and you but have a game plan. Don't approach it with just like, oh my God, Bitcoin is 42,000. That's way too high. I'm not gonna buy anything. That's not the right approach. Okay, the right approach is have a game plan so that you can buy on the tips. Bub's comic is here. Hello. I'm just gonna read all the comments and see if there's any question. If there isn't, I will sign off. And before I go, a quick reminder: the sales video will be up Sunday at noon Eastern time. So if you see something in the preview that you want to buy, you know how fast it can go. Set your alarm, hit the subscriber bell button, whatever, and you know. Even now, I have people that keep telling me I am keep missing out on your sales video. I'm just like, what else can I do? What else can I do? If you refuse to hit the bell button, if you refuse to there's people that just like, I don't know what they're doing. You know, they pop into the channel once in a while, and then it's just like, oh, I saw a sale video last week. I missed out. I'm like, okay, if you don't want to watch my videos, that's fine. You miss out, so it is. You know, so I don't know what to tell you if you don't. Bub's comic said it is. He's trying to. Hazel Coffee Nut is here. Say, I'm still trying to understand Bitcoin. It's still a head scratcher for me. Keep trying to understand it. Have you watched the video that I recommended? That's the first step. Actually, I saw a video really good about Ethereum yesterday that I think I will include it in my next recommendation, because for those that are interested in Ethereum, that's another one that is hard for some people to understand. I will do a video and recommend that channel and that video, because I thought that was one of the best Ethereum video I have ever watched. And I have watched a lot of Ethereum videos, and I watched a video last night, and I thought that was so well explained. The best yet. You know, so it's good. You know, my approach to crypto is that, as I said in every video, I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to try to coerce you into investing. I'm here to help anyone that want to understand Bitcoin and crypto or whatever. I'm here to help you understand. That's it. You can watch those videos and say to yourself, it's not for me. And that's fine. You know, it's not. How people choose not to invest or invest in Bitcoin matter none to me. Okay, matter none to me. That's the same approach that I use with stock market as well. Okay, not everybody agree with the stock that I like, and vice versa. I spent no time trying to convince anyone to invest in the stock that I like, and I spent no time, no spit in debating with anyone on the stuff that they like that I don't like. I don't care. It's pointless. It's absolutely is pointless. It is about as pointless as people debating economic theories, as someone tried in this chat earlier, when they can't answer the question, how do you feed the hungry people when they have no jobs? They can't go to work. How do you do that without printing money? Rob convenience store? Have troops raid the grocery store and convenience store to get the food to hand to the poor people? This is the problem I have with academia knuckleheads. Knuckleheads. let's not be stupid, Gen X. Okay, let's be serious. Nobody fucking eat anything with Bitcoin. Don't don't talk stupid around me, please. Try to have some intelligent adult conversation. If you just pop in to say something stupid, you don't get blocked and banned like the rest. I think I have everything I need. Brett, bottomly say, I watched the videos and decide not to invest in Bitcoin. That's fine. You said, hey, it's not it's not something for everybody. Okay, it's clearly not something for everybody. Otherwise, you won't see so many. Um, there's a huge camp of people that don't like it, and there's a huge camp of people that love it, right? And then there's dabble a little bit because they don't want to miss out in case it is a real thing or not. I am in the camp that I believe it. I'm not in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna make it very clear. I am not in the middle whatsoever. I'm not one of those that say I'm gonna put 1% of my net worth into Bitcoin in case I don't miss out, but I don't want to risk the more than 1%. I'm not. I'm not those. I think there are a lot of those kind of people. I think there is a lot of people that's like, oh, I heard you can put 1 to 2% of your net worth in there as a mean of diversification, this and that. There are a lot of those kind of people. Okay. And I am consider myself more in the camp of well, I am in the camp, not consider, I am in the camp of believer. So um it bothers, just as I told other people privately offline, I don't care if somebody don't want to invest in Bitcoin. I'm not here to convince them. Last I checked, Bitcoin went up not because they don't believe. A lot of people just think when I load that video, my very first Bitcoin video, where was Bitcoin when I first loaded that video? So, hey, I'm not here to pump and to say that I make so much money and you miss out. I don't care. I don't really care. Good morning, Milf Lab Music. All right, enough me yapping. I want to enjoy my Friday. I will watch the comic market closely. My prediction is the market will go higher because of the stimulus money. Okay, like it or hate it, the government is printing more money and it's going to push asset higher. You can contribute that to speculation. You can contribute that to inflation. I don't care what is the true reason why asset is going higher. It's going higher across the board. Collectible, stock market, crypto, it's going higher because the government is going to be printing a heck of a lot more money. It's going to be massive amount of money. Okay, massive amount of printing coming in the next 2 or 3 months. Massive. Later, Faith. Later, Pete. Bye bye.